Let's be blunt in today's intro. Cardano struggling a little bit below $2. And while ADA is down, it's not out. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe and like on the way in. Thank you for doing so. Your support means a lot to me as I grow the YouTube channel. Can't do it without you. I really can't. There's ADA on the charts. Going to dig into it. Going to talk about kind of a decisive moment for Cardano on all of these charts and how they all come together. And it starts on the weekly, over here on the weekly, something we've been talking about. Want to dig into that, what's going on there. Before I do, everybody, I don't know if you voted for the SundaeSwap ISO SPO, but this is unofficial as of right now. CCV looks like we got fifth place. 63 over 63 million ADA voted. So I just want to say thank you. It is unofficial. I can't like officially say that we're in, but this is Pool.pm. They provide awesome tools, and this is one of them. So hopefully it's on point. And we got fifth, and at 63 million ADA. You all are awesome, and I really appreciate it. So a little pound there could be really cool to be able to be a stake pool operator for SundaeSwap and their ISO, their initial stake pool offering. And also, I guess, in the running for being a scooper. That would be awesome. So that's that. Wanted to say thank you. We're sitting here around, $2.6 trillion market cap. Cardano sitting around 62 billion, right? And let's talk about something. I just want a very quick reminder. There is a lot of upside for Cardano. I know it's a top 10 coin. There's a lot of upside for Cardano. Ethereum sitting at 496 billion. Over a trillion for Bitcoin. And then you have data like this. Most active chains last 24 hours. This was yesterday, a tweet from Cardano Daily. Look at that. Most active chains, second behind Bitcoin. And I saw some comments like, oh, that's just because, there's so much going on the blockchain, like things like the SundaeSwap voting, right? And look at the amount of votes. Are you serious? 1.6 billion. That's crazy. 1.6 billion ADA voted. And then I'm kind of like, yeah, it is because stuff like that is happening. That's called usage. That's called activity. Hence, second most active. It's what a blockchain is designed for. That's what it's for. And how cool that SundaeSwap is utilizing this as a mechanism, the stake pools, to do this. So yeah, it is exactly what blockchain is designed for. It's for innovations. It's for ideas. It's for things like voting. So really cool to see. I mentioned that because that's how bullish Cardano is. This is just the beginning. This really is just beginning in my view. And that's why I'm just very long on Cardano. Going over here to the weekly. So a couple things. I said it's decisive. It really kind of is decisive in my view. We talked about yesterday. We have this stock RSI down here, right? Oversold, getting ready for this important move back to the upside, similar to how we had in that last bullish move, right? And that was actually right here, I should say. This was in July, post Mary hard fork after consolidation. But we had a similar move right here back in November 2020, post Shelly hard fork. Been waiting for potentially something similar. And the setup is there. Let's get that out there. But this entire consolidation post Alonzo hard fork, similar to post Mary hard fork, similar to Shelly hard fork. Going to keep referencing those data points. It's huge for me. It's just on my mind when I'm doing technical analysis. If we start zooming in here, I want to show you why it's very kind of a decisive area for Cardano. So let's dig into it real quick. iTrustCapital, thank you for sponsoring this video. They're a sponsor of ours. Cardano on here. But everybody, I just want to say something. And you'll probably hear me talk more about this, which is a crypto IRA, right? Where you can trade tax-free. You'll probably hear me talk naturally more about this in like a bear market environment, because I think it's such a huge play in terms of accumulation, in terms of leveraging Bitcoin in a bear market and being able to do that tax-free, right? In a very good way. So buy and sell crypto 24/7. Click the link below. Click the Crypto Capital Venture link below. Enter your email. Get in the process. Once you fund your account, they're giving away $100 in Bitcoin, and they just announced this. There's no longer any monthly fees to have an account with them. So just so on point. The team is awesome. The team is growing. They really are. I mean, it says iTrustCapital, the world's largest crypto IRA platform with over 3.5 billion in transactions. If you're a long-term thinker, which I am, which is exactly why I like having them on as a sponsor. You know, we don't have a ton of sponsors, everybody. Um, I like talking about them because I like their product. I use their product. So that's iTrustCapital. Click the link below in the description. Thank you, iTrust, for being awesome. Here's the daily chart, the critical moment for Cardano. This is what I want to talk about because we've touched on it before, but like we're actually here. We're here, which is we've talked about the pulling in, right, on the weekly. We just looked at it, pulling in of the consolidation to the 20-week moving average, that green line. But what that looks like on the daily is illustrated by this, pulling into the 200-day moving average. And this is something that happened post Mary Hard Fork back here, just kind of hitting the 200 moving average with a bounce to the 50-day moving average, and then boom, testing the 200 again, actually closing a couple candles below the 200 moving average. So post Alonzo Hard Fork right here got pulled into the 200, bounces to the 50 and above slightly, and then boom, pulled back down to the 200. Just look at the synergy in that move. It's just boom, boom, right? And then we have boom, boom. And then at the same time, you have all these oscillators looking so similar on the weekly, on the daily chart. So here's the daily chart. You can see the oscillator very, very much cooled down here on the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, comparative to this 200-day moving average move back here in July. And then the other thing is, in this move right here to the 200, what am I doing? To the 200-day moving average, we had the stock RSI coming down into oversold, and here we are. Stock RSI coming down to oversold. What's the next move for Cardano? And the reason it's so critical is not only did it happen here, and we're in this uptrend, and we want to see the continuation of the uptrend, but if we zoom all the way out on this daily chart, look at the 200-day moving average all the way back here, post Shelly Hard Fork. How to bring it in, because when we look at the weekly chart, what are we doing? We're looking at the similarities of that consolidation to the 200 or to the 20-week moving average on the weekly. And at this time, when it was doing that, we have Cardano hitting the 200 moving average once, twice, before continuation. So if we zoom all the way out now we have basically this story being told by the 200 moving average, and it's just a story of support and continuation for Cardano. And each time it was at this area, boom, boom, we're there now. And what we're looking for, and this is all technical analysis is, everybody. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen next, but what I can say is this. We're getting historical data, and we're taking it to allow us to have some type of roadmap, some type of confirmation, right? Things to look out for in the current charts based on that historical data that says, hey, here's what you need to prepare for. Here's what could happen next. And are you ready for that? That's all we're doing here, everybody. I'm not here as a YouTuber. I'm not one of those YouTubers who are going to tell you what's going to happen next, because I can sit here and I can tell you I don't know. I'm probably in the boat of 95% of you. What I want to see happen next is very clear, bullish, ridiculously fun continuation off of the 200 moving average. But who's to say if that's going to hold support, right? Who's to say what's going to happen overnight while we're sleeping? Who's to say what's going to happen? News coming out of China or something, or something crazy happening globally. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know I'm prepared. And when we start talking about preparation, because we have the synergy of all the historical data, we have it in front of us. We see where we are. We do realize that it's a critical, decisive point for Cardano. But then we start digging into it. We start looking for our confirmations. And this is, I'm not going to show a clip, but this is from like 4 days ago, November 12th. This is me talking about a Fibonacci range, and also talking about the $1.90 to $2 range. And there it is in white, the $1.90 to $2 range that we've been tracking as really a support area. I believe I said I won't be really concerned unless Cardano starts closing candles below. And guess what? On the 6-hour chart, it's closing candles below, right? I was really, really hoping Cardano was going to just kind of, even with this red candle right here, and that was the 6-hour that closed out the daily candle. I was really hoping we would just wick up on that 6 hour, and it would just be a nice long wick down here, and we'd close above $1.90 at least, right? So we can start just tracking as support. But here we are. We closed the candle. We're putting in a new 6 hour red candle below that one. So it's really decisive moment for Cardano as it's hovering at this 200-day moving average. So if we look at the 6 hour, just one thing to note is the fact that it's just below 190. It's not a clear, strong breakthrough. We don't have a huge like 6 hour close below, but it's a close, right? And when we're watching the story of patterns play out, you all know I'm extremely aware of this descending triangle, and I still am. I'm still very aware of it. And this 190 to $2 range is a huge, crucial part of it for me. It's kind of that, it's acting as that lower trend line area of the descending triangle. But it would it wouldn't do us any good if we didn't also chart what we see here, lower lows of these wicks on the 6 hour, right? So in blue, I put this lower trend line. So we have kind of a descending, or we have like a falling wedge where Cardano is trading. We kind of wicked to this lower trend line. And the move is very similar to this move back here. We have this wick, and then we had a couple moves, a couple 6 hour candles just after this crazy wick, right? Actually, a few candles right here, but never going back down into that vicinity. So the question, are we going to get something similar? Just a few 6 hour candle closes, and then boom, maybe get some upside or some sideways or something, because very quickly Cardano can see a bounce. I'm not trying to throw hopium, but here's I'm going to sprinkle a little hopium into this video. If Cardano can do the same type of thing, retest this entire range of 190 to $2, very easily can be just above this upper trend line once again, with a potential breakout potential, right? That we're all really would like to see. We're all rooting for that. But, and I have to throw this out there, this is the other flip side of it. Be very careful, everybody. Be very careful. Make your plans accordingly, because if Cardano breaks to the downside, and if we actually, just to illustrate very nicely, here's my descending triangle. Doesn't look very pretty on the daily, but we're pretty much below the lower trend line right now. So the target of this is $1.30, $1.40. Talked about it for a while, right? It's in play. Are you ready for that? That's all I can say. We know the target's to the upside, right? The $2.90 to $3 range. Now we've broken the lower trend line. It's like alerts going off. Are you ready? And I am, because to the downside, for me, especially when Cardano is oversold here, like it is on the stock RSI that we see here, oversold, if there's going to be downside to a target like that, it's just, that's where the heavier accumulation begins, at least for me. And so that's kind of why my alerts are on with what's happening here at the 200-day moving average with this lower trend line breakout of this descending triangle. We can obviously monitor this falling wedge as well in the meantime, but you can just see so much synergy on all of these charts coming together. Cardano really at a decisive moment. What's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? Would love to see a bounce where it is right now, just similar to kind of what happened back here. It would just be nice to see. We can even chart what it would look like. We can take our bars indicator here, kind of from where it is. We can even take this drop off, right? Stretch it over. So it would be something like this. Let's put that drop off right there. Something like this. This would be the move that we'd want to see, right? Cardano, you stretch it out, the volatility of it, who knows what it would do. But we want to see Cardano, if it's trading sideways, to get out of that upper trend line, start seeing higher highs on the chart. Similar to what happened here, but maybe a little stronger of a move, I guess we could say. So be prepared, everybody. That's what this YouTuber is going to say. I'm in your boat. I'm watching the charts with you. But as we chart this, as we illustrate it, as we visualize the potential scenarios, one thing I know, there's wisdom in being prepared and not just blindly throwing darts and gambling and guessing and trying to predict. There is wisdom in preparation, and we know our targets. Have your plan with where Cardano is right now, and stick to it. So those are my thoughts, everybody. I appreciate you. If you're not staking your Cardano, stake with us. CCV1 is our newest pool. We've got almost 20 million ADA staked in there, and I really appreciate all of your support as we grow these things. Some cool announcements coming up. Sarah and I are actually getting ready to uh, do a bit of traveling, and in the meantime, going to do just a cool announcement. So, in regards to the stake pools, and in regards to your support, and in regards to what we're doing here at Crypto Capital Venture, and things we're passionate about. So, really excited for that. But I appreciate your support. I wanted to say that. I appreciate all of you. I truly do. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.